Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 259 on my countdown to retirement, plus an update that I missed yesterday from day 260. So, for day 260, it was, you know, the day kind of got away from me and it just wiped me out. So, drove over to work, and then I had to leave work early to go pick up my son, who was flying in and got in a little after 4 into the Atlanta airport from San Francisco. And really, the traffic heading home was horrendous. It took me over 2 hours to get home from the airport. Under normal conditions, it's somewhere between an hour and, with really bad traffic, usually maybe an hour and 15. So that's why I say this traffic was horrendous. And the drivers were just driving like absolutely crazy. And then after spending the time driving from work down to the airport, waiting for him there, driving 2 hours back, so I probably spent 4.5 to 5 hours in that transaction. As soon as I walked in the door, my wife was like, "Let's go out to dinner." And I was like, "I'm happy to go do that, but we have to go somewhere where I can take the back roads and I don't have any traffic. So pick a place that we can go that meets that criteria, because I'm just not fighting the traffic." And so she picked Mellow Mushrooms. So we went there and had a mighty meaty pizza, a large, and the three of us split that. And then my truck, because I've been driving to work this week, needed to have it filled up. So we did our what normally was only a once a month trip to go get gasoline. We went over to Kroger and got my dollar off with my fuel points and filled up both my car and her car, and then came home and spent a couple hours chatting with my son until it was time for me to go to bed. And my wife ended up staying up a couple of extra hours chatting with him. But while I was sitting there chatting with him, I also made him some matzo ball soup because he wanted to try it out. So I did that, which he liked. And then at the end of the day, I was just so wiped that I lay down, and I don't think it took me 5 minutes and I was out. And then I fell into such a deep sleep that for day 259, when the alarm went off, I was sleeping so soundly that it scared the bejesus out of me. And I jumped up out of the bed and I almost fell out onto the floor. I mean, it was like something I wasn't expecting, and just doesn't normally happen. But anyway, got up, got ready to go to work, and at work, it was another super stressful day, full of a bunch of drama, which is not what this channel is about. So I'll just suffice it to say, within a few weeks, there's going to be a lot more heads rolling. So, it is what it is. And then to top off that day, when I was driving home again, it was another one of these super long commutes. It took me another 2 hours to get home, and that's without having the Braves playing a night game. And I'm assuming it's for all the people that are trying to get an early start before Good Friday to head out for Easter weekend, so they're not caught, in even worse traffic tomorrow. So whatever. And while I was at work today, my son is one of the groomsmen in a wedding that's a Vietnamese wedding. And so, because he's part of the wedding party and stuff, he had to pick up a traditional Vietnamese garb. And then he has an off-white tux that he also had to pick up for the wedding itself. And so all the pre-wedding activities are in the traditional Vietnamese clothes, and then for the wedding ceremony itself, he'll be in the off-white tux. And so my wife had to drive him all over town to literally drive to downtown and then up to the northeast part of the town to get the two different outfits. And then, they stopped, had lunch, and came home. But, looks pretty dapper in both sets of clothes. So, that's good. And then when I got home from work, I made some hot wings in the air fryer and then finished them on the grill because my wife likes them really crispy. So I had that along with a salad, side salad, I guess. And then when dinner was done, you know, almost immediately, kind of like when he was a teenager, he'd be like, Dad, can I have the car keys, please? I'm going to go meet a friend of mine. So I was like, yeah, here's the keys. Give him that plus our house keys so he can stay out as late as he wants and, be able to get back in pretty easily. Um, and then since he'll be out for at least several hours, I figured tonight I would just kind of veg out and get caught up on some TV shows. And since it's Thursday, there should be some new releases of shows that I watched that come out on Amazon Prime. So hopefully there'll be a couple of new episodes out for me to just sit down and relax and watch. And really, that's my update for the last 2 days. Nothing exciting, but I mean, super excited to have my son in town because I don't get to see him very often. So that's great. But that's it for today. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.